in the new life today. And today I want to talk about the self-healing ability of the body. It's so important. And it's so important to understand in any self-development or healing yourself, to understand how the body heals itself and how we unfortunately sometimes make the best effort to intervene with the natural ability of it healing itself, and we block the self-healing process because the body heals itself. That's just the way it is. The body renews itself. We're talking about renewing the cells. So at all instance, whenever you can imagine it, whenever you have a cut, the first thing the body starts doing is it starts healing itself. And this goes to the mind also. And the process is natural, and naturally this occurs, but unfortunately we do our best to block this natural ability, and we need to be there for the body, and we need to create the space for the body to be able to heal itself. Whenever we clutter our lives with stuff, with everything, then the natural ability of the body, the healing, self-healing ability is being blocked. And I can explain, for example, how we do this, how we block it. I have it in my notes, so today I want to make sure I don't forget anything because I have it like aligned quite well, so I'm going to be checking my notes a bit. So number one is where we try to grasp onto a static moment, where a static moment is not in the now. Anything stable, any security, anything you think you will have forever in your life is illusion, because the natural flow, as I've mentioned, and I made a whole episode podcast about this, that the change is the natural flow. Naturally, you're always going to be changing. The body's always changing. The body's always renewing itself. Okay, so grasping onto a static moment is going and blocking the flow, actually. Trying to grasp onto something. And focusing on this can be, for example, focusing on something that went wrong, when you're overthinking, when you're trying to figure out if you did the right thing, because there's actually not right thing, right decision or wrong. There's nothing wrong or right. In the core, I repeat, everything is neutral. So you can't even make the wrong decision or a good decision. But the flow of life is having experiences, creating experiences for you, and experiencing different emotions and different then having experiences from that. But whenever you grasp onto it and you focus on something that went wrong and you analyze it and go over it again and again, then you're staying in the past and you are not there with yourself. You're not allowing the natural process. You're blocking it. Or when we don't release the thoughts connecting us to the past or future, this can be, for example, trauma. So trauma is a situation, a life situation that happened to us in the past, but whenever we in the now think that it's still affecting us, that is when we are feeding it with our energy, we're keeping it alive, and we believe it's true in the now, but it's never true in the now. It happened in the past. So whenever we feed it with our energy, we are wasting our own energy and therefore blocking, or let's say slowing down. You can't really stop the healing, self-healing process, but you can block it and you can minimize it, and that's when we get to feel tired or exhausted by doing nothing, basically, because the mind and the body, once the mind keeps alive some thoughts from the past, so basically something that happened and we can't let it go, when we say these expressions, that is when we are feeding it with our energy. and we are keeping it alive. Therefore, we're taking from the energy we have now to be healthy, to heal ourselves, and we are wasting it on that past. We are believing that that is still true. This can be similar in the future. So it can be if we fear something from happening, we feed it, and we grow the fear of something that probably never will occur, but we're just afraid of something. And as soon as you will specify it and you're afraid of a certain thing, not only you're manifesting it and you're putting your energy into it, and it will probably occur in your life if you're so scared and grasping onto something in the future, but also you are feeding it with your energy. Therefore, you have less energy for the body of healing itself, and you're slowing down the self-healing process. You're separating yourself from yourself. And now the most important message, or what I want to share, is okay, we have defined that we can block or limit the flow or slow down the flow of the self-healing abilities, but how can we support the natural ability of the body to heal itself? And what can we do? What are the actual important things to focus on? And so the most important is obviously coming back to the present moment, being there, being in your body, being aware of it, and aware of what it needs. And I have separated it into two categories, where one is food and one is showing up. And then in the end, I also have a little visualization for you, really focused on pain. And this one, this we'll finalize it with this, and you can then repeat it from the recording whenever, and maybe pause it if you need. And it's a simple way. It's one of the hypnobirthing techniques. So moving on. So number one of how you can support the self-healing ability of the body is food. It's quite simple. I'm not going to be a food expert or explaining you into the detail, but everything in the core is simple. That has been my motto always, and that's what I always seek in things, is to find the simplicity. So with food, you eat clean food that is easy to digest, and your body knows how to digest it. It's known to it, and it knows how to work with it. Therefore, you support the self-healing ability. It's pretty much pretty clear and pretty simple. You eat processed food, you eat a lot of the stuff, okay? Always cluttering with the stuff, then the body needs to deal with all that stuff. And it's gonna take time to deal with all that stuff. Whatever is the composition, it's more about the composition of the food, because obviously now processed food can be even something we thought that is not processed, because the non-organic agriculture, for example, carries then in the products a lot of stuff that we thought, and not enough maybe nutrition. So the origin of the food that you're eating, and obviously what processes it has been through. Whatever it's been through, the food, that's what you're gonna have to go through again, through the digestive process, and through the body is gonna have to break it down. Okay, so the more stuff, the more complicated it comes in. Obviously, the more complicated, and there comes that the more energy you have to spend on processing inside you the food and digesting it. For example, or to specify where I'm heading, obviously the gut microbiome is an important thing, and we already know that it does give us the information, and actually it's sending about 80% of our emotional information to our brain. So it goes up and down. Everything is connected. The body is a cycle. Okay, always it goes both ways. Yeah, we're grounding ourselves, but also we're connected to the infinite source, which I also talked about So the digestive process, it's very essential. And remember that whatever comes in and how complicated it's gonna be to digest it and process the information, then the same way you're feeding your gut, and the gut then sends you emotional response. Okay, so if it's not happy, obviously it's gonna be sending depression, anxiety, or some uncomfortableness, or even pain. Obviously that's what it's going to be sending back. So we do our best and know that obviously food, that's the impact, and that's the responsibility, where we decide what we feed our body with, what we feed our gut with. And then of course it does have to affect the self-healing ability. It's just like common sense. When you think about it, I'm sure it becomes clear. The second most important thing is showing up and understanding, being aware of your body and understanding what it's telling you. This can be connected to the food then, okay? Obviously, if you lay off processed food, and maybe if you've been receiving a lot of stuff during energetical healing journey or self-healing journey, you will probably see that you become more sensitive to some foods, which is great, and invite that all in, because you have developed a self-healing ability of the body to know what makes you sick. If food doesn't make you sick, if processed food, for example, doesn't make you sick, or fast food, then the body is already used to it. And let me leave it to you if that's a good or a bad thing. Okay, but if you go the opposite way, obviously showing up for yourself and being there for your body, this will also help guide you, understand what are the emotions, which situations bring in these emotions, or how you feel in certain situations. What does your body need? Any sensation, and especially pain, is a big source of information, and you can learn from that. So this is about observing. Obviously then it's connected to the mind and body. Always it's going to be connected. How I said, the mind and then the emotions coming from the gut, then you're processing them in the mind. Obviously you can't go with one without one, or with one. So you can start at any side of the self-healing, and obviously you will about to sneeze. No good. Obviously you're gonna get to all the aspects of yourself whatever you start healing about yourself, either if it's chronic pain, or if it's specifically migraine, if it's anxiety, if it's depression, whatever you want to heal, or if they're your relationships, or if it's the relationship with money, or if it's any aspect of your life. In the end, it's all gonna change and transform, because you can't heal one thing without the other. Okay, you can't heal your pain without also healing, obviously adjusting the food you're intaking and being aware of it, or adjusting the relationships with the people you have. So that's how it connects. So you start with the body, obviously exercise it, but then the mind comes up, for example. Okay, so it will always be connected, and you can't do one without the other, but you can focus on one thing and break it down to some aspect. So for the self-healing ability of the body, it's definitely the food aspect, which is big, and be kind to yourself to find your way. Your way is going to be the best way, and your way is not going to work for anyone else. You're going to have to learn what are the times of eating, what is the amount of eating, what is the color, taste, temperature, what's right for you. And really, especially in the beginning, if you're disconnected and if you haven't been paying attention to this, simply, then showing up, the second point, and being there and becoming aware of your body needs might be the most important thing, and it might be just a crucial thing to even knowing, wow, now I can decide. Maybe it wasn't your reality before, to be able to decide what you eat, how much you eat, when you eat. Okay, maybe you have just sunk into a pattern of society, how it shaped you. Again, you have the package of stuff you have packed over the years, and you're beginning to heal at some certain moment, but you have already all that stuff, all that bag of stuff is already there. So be aware that like changing these habits, it's gonna be stepping out of your comfort zone. It's gonna be uncomfortable at first, maybe. It's gonna be a process. So you need to think, what is essential for you? What can you implement? What one habit can you implement maybe? And then you will see that the ripple effect of the rest is going to be coming and multiplying. Okay, that's the manifestation of again, and it's the creating again. And so, yeah, so showing up for you, being there for you. I'm just going to read if I didn't forget something. And especially pain, okay? So any sensation of the body, feelings, emotions, understanding them, reading the mind, reading your own mind, being there for the inner monologue, for the conversations going on. When is your mind triggered? When does it switch on? With roller coasters, you have those situations, but maybe with a certain person you have them. But you have to come back to your mind, write it out, or just let it go through, pass through, okay, let it flow, but not connecting yourself to it, not connecting yourself to the patterns of having to explain what you're doing, having to define to someone or explain to someone what you're doing and why. You have a natural right to be here. It's great that you're here. No one can take that right from you, only you. And you have a natural right to be healthy, happy, satisfied, to have all your needs satisfied. This is all for you. This is all available to you, no matter what anyone says, because they're just mirroring your belief, repeating that from, I think it was yesterday we talked about this. Okay, so you must come back to you, and you must learn through your intuition what is it that your body needs. But if you have been neglecting it for a long time, it doesn't even know what it needs. It doesn't even know it can need something. It doesn't even know it can ask for something, because you haven't been listening maybe. But now, since you are and you're learning, take that time to try what is going to be the right for you. And that will again change. That will modify over time. You're never going to be stuck with one thing. That's the best routine, and you're never going to not want to invite something new into it. And that's okay. Just be with the flow. Because whenever that's why is this? Because whenever we're going to be sticking to a routine, it doesn't work for everyone, and it doesn't work always. So then, of course, life will be throwing things at us to make us change, because the change is the natural flow. Change the routine. Okay? And now heading on to the visualization, which is very, very important, and it is one way of approaching your pain. For example, I'm gonna show you a soft, easy way how to go directly into that pain, how to understand it, and what you can do with it. Stand in that power, stand in your power, and become aware that there is something you can do. Maybe you've been living with your chronic pain for ages, and there was just nothing. And when it occurred, and it came, and it intensified, then it was just nothing you can do about it. But now I'm coming here with a solution or with a new approach that you can. Okay, you're able. So invite this possibility that you can. And this is a hypnobirthing technique, actually, because in the hypnobirthing world they have developed many interesting things, and it is not about not feeling pain, but feeling it in sense of power, force, understanding that inside the pain is your power. Okay, so let's close our eyes for a little bit and let's go right into it. So you can have some cleansing breaths, a few cleansing breaths, and you're gonna wanna just bring your attention back, call it in, call your attention into your body. I'm calling all of you in, all of you that this is for you that need to hear this right now. I'm calling you in. You can just watch it now and then try the visualization later when you have time and space for it. You can record your own after. And so you're going to be calling all the attention into your body, becoming aware, and localizing any sensation in your body. Where is it? What is it doing? And now go deeper into it. Breathe into it and release everything with the exhale. And so localize that sensation. You can call it pain, you can call it feeling, but you can call it sensation in the most neutral way. And try to localize where it is in your body. What shape has it got? What color? What temperature? And now just try to measure the intensity from 1 to 10. How intense is the sensation or the pain? How strongly can you feel it? Just think about it, don't think about it too much, but just know what intensity it is. And now you want to visualize a knob as you have on the oven that you can turn. It's that circle knob. And place that knob inside your mind, in the middle of your mind. And now the game starts basically, and you can do this whenever, and you can come back to it. And you want to go down with the intensity. So saying, for example, the initial sensation is 9 from 10, or 8, 9 or 8. And you're going to be turning that knob in your mind until you get to 0. And you're going to be counting 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. Once you get to 0, go back into the intensity. How much are we now? Maybe it has shifted and it has moved. So maybe now we're at 7. And then we go again. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And again, where are we now? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. If you need to go sometimes again, so go again maybe from 5, maybe it will go even higher, but follow the way it goes. So let's say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Breathe in, breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You really want to try to get to 0, okay, eventually. So let's go again. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 2, 1, 0. 1, 0. And even if it's just for a little bit, just some relief has been offered to you, then welcome it. Understand you can be with this relief. You can be without the tension, without the sensation. You can, because you allow yourself if you're gonna be without it or with it. And even if it's just for a moment, you can feel it and welcome it, be grateful for it. And know you can come back to this whenever you want to. You can come back to this exercise whenever you need to and repeat it. But know that the sensation, the intensity of your sensation, pain, is defined by your decision, your layers. Just grasp this in the moment. Grasp this knowing. Invite this knowing. Invite that you stand in the power of what you feel. You decide it. You decide what you're gonna feel in this life. And when you're ready, come back to your body. Move your hands, toes, fingers. You can even put your palms and open your eyes so that it's not so fast. Come back to this moment. And see how it changed and how you can implement this on a daily basis, how you can work with this. But really be aware of how strong this was for you, how strong and deep you have gone in your pain, and that you can, there is something you can do, and there's a lot more you can do about it, and you are in charge of it. Just stand in this power, take a moment to always stand, and whenever you can, be there with your sensation, because in that sensation is the information, in that sensation is what you're looking for actually. The answers are in there. If it comes to you with some information, okay, write it down, understand it, realize it, but know that you're the only one who can rid you of a sensation like this, who can liberate you from this, because you are the one in charge of what you feel. And the more obviously you practice, the more you try this exercise, the easier it gets. And then slowly you won't have that sensation, because you will substitute it, you will replace it with relief, with feeling at ease, with not feeling tension. You will learn how to relax your body. If you don't know it right now, that's okay, because you have learned to have that tension. You have learned to be tense, be scared, be terrified, maybe, and that's okay, because that's your starting point, and now you can change it. Now you have the tools. Now you're welcoming the tools to change it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this finds you, whoever it needs to find, that it finds you well. And tomorrow we're gonna be talking about self-acknowledgement. So excited for that, and I'll see you tomorrow.